All right, let's do this. So, as typical, I'm going to talk about the stream last night. It was actually a really great stream. I had a heck of a lot of fun. I did not try out the drivers on my graphics card. I did not play a game. I don't know if I'm going to do one tonight. I look at my list. I have about 6-7 people on it to do beans for. I don't know if I'm in a hurry. I don't know if I'm in a hurry. I mean, if I had people clamoring for my merch, I'd be like going, yeah, I gotta get this done like today. But it could sit there. I want to do it right, and one of the things that happened, and I really tried not to talk about it, even though it was like glaringly on the screen, is that I had to replace so being two to three. I think I'm really just 2. I don't really want to crowd everything too much, but I was 2 to 3 out, and then I then took somebody out, and I want everybody to know, and this is. It's not ill feelings. It's not being bad. It's the bean circles are really about connection. And if we had a good parting, like 10-inch Wolfboy or Prism, we had a good parting where, it's sad, but we do what we can do. But if we had a very abrupt, angry parting and stuff like that, which is what happened with this one person, or basically anybody involved with my my suspension on Twitch originally, which really did put a damper on everything. I even went so far as to tell people going, listen, this isn't about choosing sides, and they chose sides. So I don't even want. I was so disgusted by it. I didn't even want people choosing me. It was not. I really wanted it to not be about choosing sides. I did not want people to It's I freaking meant what I said. I wasn't trying to coax you. I wasn't doing a humble brag or whatever the fuck it is. It's one of the things about me that I think is really hard to take. I did grow up always fighting for attention, fighting for basically the right to exist. And I have have like that, kind of attack mentality, which definitely is harsh. And I don't mean to be harsh. I don't like it when people are harsh with me. I usually try to keep the tone. I don't try to one up anybody. I usually try to keep the tone. If they attack me, I attack back. The two things that you get from knowing me that I would assume is very obvious is that I'll tell you how it is. I don't skirt around the issue. I tried my damnedest not to hurt people's feelings. I don't succeed. I am a rip the Band-Aid off, even though it's been told that it's the worst thing you can do. But I am definitely a rip the Band-Aid off. I am it's always better. The sooner the truth comes out, I'm one of these people that believes that the sooner the truth comes out, the easier it is to deal with. And people hate me for that. I've had relationships where I suspected the person cheating on me, and instead of doing the whole let's find out, let's do this, I confronted them point blank, and they got a full taste of what it's like. Now, I have to tell you, if they were not cheating on me, one, my abruptness would have come as a shock. But, I haven't. The sad thing about it is I haven't been wrong by that. And then I love the fact that, because they were keeping it from me, just try to save my, this is my gaslighting freaking ex-girlfriends. They were trying to save me from the hurt, from the pain. And they knew I was going to react like this. They knew we were going to break. They knew we were going to break up. I think that's obvious. We're going to break up. I don't know in any world that it would be okay. Why would you want to be in a relationship with a person you cheat on? I'm obviously not giving you something that you need. Being cute and funny is not a good recipe for a long, stable relationship. That's just icebreaker. But yeah, I've always been. It's been who I've been. I am pretty vicious. I'm not. I don't even hide the fact that my smart mouth has got me in more trouble than anything else. I do have a sharp tongue, and I am wicked evil sometimes. And it is. I'm. Oh. it's it. I like I said. My dentist hates me because I have such a punchable face. It was. I have to admit, my sharp tongue is the result of being physically assaulted when I was younger. People, not even big, thinking that because I'm small, that I'm an easy target. Really big people just push me out of their way. But yeah, I was tiny. I was tiny growing up. I was always small. I was kind of the runt of the litter. And the sad thing about it is, even though I'm kind of normal size, I didn't stay small forever. My brothers are all bigger than me. If anyone were to guess, if anyone were to guess what the hierarchy is, they would probably think I was the youngest. Still. Because I'm that much smaller than everybody else. I'm not the oldest, I'm not the youngest. I'm right smack dab in the middle. I think it's one of the reasons why I gravitated towards the actually, let's just sit for a while. I got more than enough time. I was gonna stop, and I was like going, maybe I should get going, and I'm not gonna go. Crazy. I think it's one of the reasons that I gravitated so heavily towards I need to have the car running. I'm my current model, as opposed, well, to be honest, the platypus that I originally drew to be my VTuber model was going to be small. Anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I should finally draw it. I think I'm going to do a cake shake tonight. And one, I'm going to find out if they have a cake shake or a twerking model, a twerking emote, and if they do, I'm going to hold off on it. Not going to do theirs. I definitely have one that I have to do. Um, because um, they've been with me since the beginning. They have been in every single artwork, and that excludes me. Every single art project that I've ever done from the beginning, and I'm not going to change that now. Actually, there's two people that have been in every single artwork of mine, and I'm not going to change now. Um, that I should probably do the cake shakes for. Um, and but other than that, I got two to do, so I'll probably do those tonight. But um, yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe I'll just do that because I wrote down that I'm doing animated emotes anyway, and I didn't do it last night. Um, I have I have two more spots open, and I would love to get people into it. To finish the fourth circle, but to be honest, it could be anything. Like if I have a falling out with another person, I will take them out of the circle. I have no problem with that. It is one of those things that I'm at that point that um I would like to have the people that I'm connected to in the circle, and the people I'm not connected to. It's not worth having. Um, it really isn't. It seeing them seeing them in the circles um, reminds me of like the ending, not the beginning. Um, and it is nothing against them. They're on their own journey and they're on their own path, and wherever it leads them, I hope it leads them to happiness and joy and wonderment. And it's just that we're no longer connected. And I think that's one of the reasons why the bean circles have been um, this time around as opposed to all the previous ones where I was adding new people in and you know almost willy nilly because they followed me, and I was keeping with my ideal that everybody everybody deserves fan art, and I still hold to that. Even the people I'm no longer connected to, they deserve fan art. Everybody needs to be acknowledged that who they are, And I don't live their lives for them, and I don't want to live their lives for them. I have this life that I'm living for me. Like I said, nothing's done out of anger. Nothing's done out of anger. It's not done out of frustration. It's not done out of this. This is my current situation, and I sometimes have to acknowledge that. It it's amazing. I like I said, I live for the compliments. Please, don't stop complimenting me. It's not that I don't want it. It's that um, sometimes it feels a little empty, and I'm I'm at that point that you know I you know I have to even say to myself, do I am I using streaming to fill an emptiness? I'm definitely not using streaming to do to make a living. And again, I do not, I never would expect, I don't expect anybody in their right or wrong mind to go back and just watch all these old freaking um, morning commutes. It gets a little crazy. It gets you get to see a lot of the frustration that I'm going through. But unless you're into that, I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. You know, stick with what I'm currently putting out because I'm putting out new all the time. Might as well. It's commute. It's driving. We are. It's like, do I want to be? I don't want to be wasting gas because it's now at a premium. We could find ourselves really soon, based on our license plates, whether we that day we can get gas or not. And people with gas canisters, going to the pump to get as much as they can at exorbitant prices. I was really fortunate that I was actually making decent money when I lived in California because the gas prices were about what they are now. But it seemed insane. It seemed insane to me to be paying those prices. And that was 20 years. It was 2 decades ago when I lived in California. Faced with an energy crisis then. Paying for a war that was never going to end. Nothing's cheaper. Nothing. The argument of why this current administration is in office is there's nothing, not a single thing that somebody told me is the reason why they were voting for them. And I had a lot of people that told me they were voting for them. Not a single thing. There hasn't been one thing that came true. No turnaround. None of this. The tariffs are freaking just absolutely brutal. They have been. The prices of things in the grocery store are just too expensive. Oh, speaking about prices. Repeat. I think I will give my definition of being wealthy. What I consider me as a rich person, because I've been in this situation several times in my lifetime. It's not the number that's in my bank account. It's not the amount that's in my bank account that I consider being wealthy. It's not the amount of money that's in my pocket. That does not. I don't distinguish that as being wealthy. What I consider as being rich, if I was going to consider myself rich, it's to have enough money that I don't worry about the price of things. And even having bills, because there was always a monthly bill and stuff like that I had to pay. I would consider myself wealthy if I rarely bought a house, so I was paying rent on most places that I live. It was the fact that I knew that I already had my rent money and that I can walk into any store, no matter what it was, and buy whatever I wanted, regardless of the price. That I could pay too much. That I don't have to look for the sales. It's not what's on sale, it's what I want. When I was a kid, I wanted an AT-AT, one of those snow walkers from Empire Strikes Back that the Empire sent down to Hoth, and took over the rebel base. I wanted that toy so badly. I was itching for it. I was like, I gotta have this toy. I gotta have it. It's gotta be mine. And I'm trying to think of how expensive it was, but it was. Comparatively, it wasn't that expensive. Like, I think I was definitely an adult. I might have been 30. No, I don't think I was 30 yet. But I saw it for sale. Well, they were selling it, I should say, not on sale. And I just bought it. I bought it at the price that they put it up as. It was expensive as hell. Definitely more expensive than if Santa Claus had to buy it for me for Christmas. And I was so so happy to get it. That I would consider myself at that moment I was rich. Now, if buying whatever I wanted, puts me in debt, means I'm just no longer rich. It can flip back and forth, on a dime. But I was working for corporate America at the time, and I could do that. In fact, when I was working for corporate America, I bought a lot of toys. Some nostalgic, like the AT-AT, but some nostalgic, like the AT-AT, and some that just came out, and because I wanted it. I was doing really well. I joke that when I was working for corporate America, I was making more than I'm making now. I don't think I'll ever be making as much as I was making when I was in California. But yeah, when I sometimes don't realize what I had, and just saying that, I hated that job. I absolutely hated it. It was soul crushing. It was not a happy job. Even if I made a difference, even if I made such a difference that I'm remembered at that job, it doesn't matter, because it just was basically just absolutely soul crushing. I saw my future, and if it wasn't for the fact that they outsourced me, or they outsourced my position, and basically terminated my position, I think I would have stayed. I think I would still be there today if they didn't give me that out. And it came right at my 5-year mark. And once they realized, like, going, oh my God, we're getting rid of somebody that we've had for 5 years. Let's offer them something. Actually, they offered me a little bit more pay. They were offering me a little bit more pay to do less work. I did not jump on it. I did not take them up on the offer. I think it was because they realized that they had something and they were losing and that what they were going to get in return was not the same thing. Because they ended up replacing me with, I believe, 10 people. So my one person ended up being replaced with 10 people working here, and 30 people in India. So there's 40 positions that they were paying for, and I guess they were getting them really cheap. But definitely not as cheap as they had me as a single person. And before I was actually terminated and we were doing the changeover, and they were basically paying me to do nothing while they were getting up to speed, they realized that they couldn't even handle the amount of work that I was actually doing. Now they could have later. They could have gotten up to speed and everything like that, and they could have been doing even more work. Than they were paying me to do. But I remember I can say what position I was in. I was in quality assurance, and they thought this position was just a non-starter. I was really just like the kick toy, because I was not developing anything, and the only thing I was doing was submitting reports of all the bad things. I rarely submitted a report saying everything is fine. I'm trying to think if I ever did submit a report that said everything was fine. I don't think I did. I don't think I ever submitted a single report where I didn't find something broken. And I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding when I say that they got rid of my position because they wanted them to find no flaws, nothing to get fixed. They really did. They really thought that they could just hire a quality assurance team that will submit no flaws. When I was doing the trade-off, I was just like going, yeah, you got to submit reports for everything, anything you find, misspellings, broken code, not compatible with certain things. Not compatible with certain things. Gotta save gas. Everything, and they found out really quickly that the reports are not going to slow down. Human error, computer error, whatever error, compatibility issues were going to be part of every rollout that they ever had, and each one of them had to have a report like that attached. So their thinking backfired. I wasn't the only one outsourced. They outsourced a lot of the programming. They outsourced a lot of the things. So they were hoping that um, with this new quality assurance group, they would work better and stuff like that and get things done faster, and there would be a faster turnover and faster fixes. And nope, it it was it was I I found it hard at the end, um, right up until my last day, um, to even get the work done because things were breaking so quickly and so fast that it was just absolutely awful. And that was after they offered me. And I never wanted to work for corporate America again. And I never wanted to work with computers again. I never. I I I think it was also kind of because of that, because of what happened, at my corporate job is one of the reasons why, um, when the writer strike happened and the housing crisis happened and stuff like that, that I didn't recover because people were going to computer programs, you know, they were mocapping everything. Special effects was no longer in the makeup chair. Special effects was computer effects, added in. And I have to say, in the 20 years, I still got a couple more years before, I left the industry. But I have to say, from there, when they were saying that this is replacing you, to now, it's still awful. Um, Effects in movies should not be the movie. And I know superhero movies have been like really, really pushing and pushing hard, to get a lot of things done, but it's not. And there's been definitely some movement and stuff like that, and things in it, but it's still not there. And will AI get us there? You know, I've had a bunch of people argue that like you can't really tell the difference between the what's AI and what's not, what's real, and it's definitely improving, but it's definitely not still not there. And I don't think I'm special in the fact that I can still spot it. I can still spot a fake almost automatically. Um, and mostly because, um, when humans were actually doing the effects and stuff like that, and when humans were doing the computer, generated stuff, there was a love, there was a passion, there was a wanting, and yes, it took longer, but that shows. And though I was on the other end of it, I was at the practical side where I was actually creating it as opposed to like drawing it in. I don't think computers are there yet. I don't think computers understand lighting. I don't think computers understand how things look. Like the difference between it being real and the difference and being on film and high definition. You know, what blending what blending to light is compared to. You know, it's one of the reasons why like a lot of movies go dark. The darker it is, the more flaws they can hide, and I agree with it, but the more muddy the freaking movie looks, and then after a while, it's just crap. It's all crap. But we are moving forward. I'm in a whole totally different area than I was there, here, whatever. My past is gone. And I am not that person. I joked. Well, I joked is probably the wrong word, but the main reason that I left Discord is because if it's revealed, and I still don't know how true it might not. This might not even hold up anymore. But if I'm revealed for who I am, I gotta stop being Q. I gotta be the IRL person. Because nobody will see me as that. Nobody, not a single person that I know of will see me as the little yellow gremlin anymore, or the platypus, or the orc, or the slime. Nobody, it all goes away. It all vanishes. Let's end it here. Cool beans in the comments below. It doesn't have to be cool beans. It can be whatever you like. It can be anything you want in the comments below. You can say, God damn, stop talking about your freaking glory days. You could say, it gives me goosebumps. You could say, I love to listen to this when I travel. I was like, I have to shut it off. You can say whatever you like. Whatever you like. If you watched all the way up to this point, you didn't shut it off. That makes you extra special in my book. It makes you a rarity. And so, because of that, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. I hope you're finding all the joy in life and not a big complainer like me. And we're going to get through this. I think it's going to be, I thought we were already tightening our belts. Now we got to tighten it a little bit further. And being poor sucks, because there's a poor tax on everything. Anybody in that position, I feel you. I'm right there with you. This isn't easy, and I will not pretend that it is. And I'm not an eternal optimist, and I'm never going to close my eyes to what's going on. Like I said, that's the reason why I left Discord. I'm just not gonna put up with it. I'm not gonna put up with any shenanigans like that. My safe little haven, of little, very little activity, and a lot of me. That little thing was sacred to me, and Discord decided that they were going to make rules to, take away, to basically crash the party. And that's why I'm gone. That's why I'm on Stoat. Um, my Stoat ID is in my username, and if you make an account, you can use that to get to me. If you get to me, I will definitely send you an invite to my server. I don't belong to any other server right now. I don't know of anybody else on Stoat that's building servers. It really is that, like, and if it becomes really big, I don't know what I'm going to do. Because Blue Sky seems like it's going through its own growing pains on too, and whatever they decide, and it looks like they're going to probably decide. Everybody's deciding AI. Nobody wants like non AI. And where do I go from there? Do I just basically say fuck it and build my own? I mean, I'm looking into even alternatives to here, to YouTube, and to Twitch, and you know, I really am trying to get away from it all, and it's how I don't even have enough people here on YouTube to be monetized. Why would I think that they're going to join me in wherever venture that I go? They're not. It's not going to happen. But I hope you, the person watching, the crazy, crazy, crazy person watching, does. Because you're the type of person that I want. And with that, take care. All right. Talk to you tomorrow.